There were not a lot of prospects I liked more coming out of the 2025 NFL draft than this guy right here. James Pearce Jr. is massive, he's long, but he has elite movement, and you don't usually get that with prospects coming out of the NFL draft. James Pearce was a first-round prospect because of the fact that this guy's 6'4.5", 260 pounds, and the movement he has is like a guy like Michael Parsons. The movement is absolutely elite, and he has 4 sacks in the last 3 games, multiple quarterback hits, disruptive run plays, and we're going to talk about it today, man. I'm very, very excited for this one. It was just a matter of time till this guy started to flash and started to click, started to figure it out, and we're seeing it now, right? On this one here, he's going to do a great job with the fork technique. He's going to essentially remove the leverage of this offensive lineman. So I'll slow it down and we'll also pause this. Watch the offensive tackle's right hand. The right hand's going to land right into the chest of Pearce. And then watch Pearce counter with the left hand. The left hand's right there going to remove that leverage. With the right arm, he's going to essentially just kind of toss 72 over to the side. He's going to gain that leverage to the inside, and he's going to beat the tackle to the quarterback. But again, it's the fork technique that he utilizes. The left hand is going to remove the leverage right there. Again, just a really, really nice shot with Pearce. And you see plays like this on tape over and over and over again, and where this guy's starting to put it together. This guy's pass rush is coming to get together, and you see another one here where he's going to set up the right tackle, and again, just generate a little bit of pressure on the quarterback. Now, this one's obviously going to be an incomplete pass, but I want you guys to watch Pearce and kind of the angle he takes in his pass rush. Let me actually just draw it out. Instead of coming straight outside and try to speed rush, he's going to come in a narrower angle and attack the tackle, because James Pearce does not want this guy to get out here and hit the landmark and essentially stop Pearce from hitting an outside move. So let's start this play here. Watch the narrow pass rush he's going to take. Essentially, it's going to be an inside pass rush to set this up. Now, keep an eye here on Pearce. Look at how he comes inside before he goes outside. Just backing it up one more time. Watch how he starts inside and he quickly jumps outside. He's going to use the inside arm, essentially called the cross chop. He's going to generate pressure on the quarterback. Now keep in mind, this is a 3-step drop. So technically he should not get pressure on the quarterback or be as close as he is. But again, he's starting to figure it out a little bit, right? He's starting to pair up pass rush moves. On this one, he's going to essentially start inside, jumps outside, cross chops, and he's going to generate a little bit of pressure. So again, development, right? This is why James Pearce has been playing the snaps that he's been playing. And this is why I love this guy's tape so much, because usually when you're that tall, when you're that long, when you're that lengthy and explosive, it's hard to block these type of guys, man. Myles Garrett's 101, and I'm not saying James Pearce is Myles Garrett, because that would obviously be super foolish to make that comparison. But if there's one guy that could become the next Myles Garrett based off of the body structure and size and the movement, James Pearce is that guy, man. There's not any guy in the NFL that has this size and quickness. And again, I'm not saying he's Myles Garrett, obviously, right? But I'm telling you guys, there's just not a lot of guys with this type of quickness and movement. You know, you have a guy like Tyree Wilson who's big and strong, but Tyree Wilson's slow. He does not have the get-off speed that James Pearce has. You have guys like Lucas Van Ness, who's maybe not as strong as Tyree Wilson, maybe he's a little bit faster, but he's nowhere near the James Pearce movement. On the other side of the spectrum, you have guys like Michael Parsons and TJ Watt who have elite movement, but they're nowhere near as long, lengthy, and strong as a guy like Pearce. Maybe TJ Watt comes close, but I think Pearce is the better athlete. And you're seeing him to start to pair up the pass rush moves. You're seeing the pass rush plan. On this one here, I'm going to slow it down so it's a little bit easier to see. Watch the movement here. As soon as the play begins, you see the shoulders go back and forth. You see him rocking inside, rocking outside. This is called the hezzy move. Essentially what he's doing is he's making this offense tackle think. As this guy's trying to get into this 45-degree set, Pearce is going to say, maybe I'm going to go inside. Maybe I'm going to go outside. Maybe I'm going to go inside. Maybe I'm going to go outside. It's referred to as a hezzy move. And the point of this is so that tackle can't get all the way out here to the landmark. You essentially make him start to think before he gets all the way out there. And by doing that as a pass rusher, it allows you to either hit the corner or come back with some sort of counter back to the inside. And again, Pearce has a pass rush plan, and it's coming together. And it's working, right? He's generating pressure. And again, it's not perfect, but 4 sacks in the last 3 games, 5 total sacks over the course of his rookie season. And he's still technically a limited player in terms of like the snaps that he's playing. But the guy's developing. He's starting to look good. On this one, he hezzies, which I already kind of showed you guys. He's also going to end up ripping, and the rip move's not super clean, so this is something he can kind of develop. I think the rip move's too like telegraphed almost, But he is trying, and I think as he continues to fine tune it, eventually it'll work where it's perfectly. Right? It'll be a lot more natural, and it'll just work where he gains that leverage. The point of a rip move is when an offensive tackle has his hands in you, the arm, the rip that comes up, you're supposed to rip the offensive lineman's arms off of you. That left arm is meant to rip those hands that this offensive lineman has attached. And right now it's just not that effective. But again, he still does a good job collapsing the pocket from that side, generating a little bit of pressure. That's a pretty nice rep right there. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, man, this sack right here on 3rd and 3 was probably the play that I watched and said, holy shit. And it might, people might say, there's not a whole lot there, but trust me, it just happens so fast you might not realize what James Pearce does on this play. But before we get into that, I want to just take a quick second to talk to you guys about something I mentioned in the past on this channel, give you guys an update on my fitness journey. If you guys recall over the past couple of weeks, I've spoken about this multiple times. One of the big changes I've made in my life is getting out and exercising. Rather that's taking my kids on a walk every single day, trying to go for a run or getting to the gym and lifting weights, exercising and just generally speaking, fitness has been a huge part of my life. And of course, part of fitness also comes down to what you're putting into your body. Making sure you're eating good quality food, and with Factor, today's sponsor, Factor delivers fresh, never frozen, chef-crafted food straight to your doorsteps. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, I think the best part of Factor is the wide range and variety of food that they have. Over 100 rotating weekly meals, so you're never going to get sick of the type of foods that Factor can bring you. You're not eating the same 12 things like I was when I was meal prepping, because Factor gives you all the options. And again, these are high quality, good tasting, nutrient dense foods. And another part of why I trust Factor is the fact that they have over 175 banned ingredients. So you're not going to get seed oils. You're not going to get refined sugar. They are 100% focused on your health to bring you nutrient dense, long lasting energy types of food. Overall wellness is a huge part of why I chose Factor. And let's also be honest, being able to heat something that's good quality and essentially you'll be enjoying your food within 2 minutes is also another factor as to why I chose Factor, no pun intended. Now, if you guys are interested in improving your health and giving Factor a chance, go check them out right now at factor75.com. or click the link down in the comments below and use the code RaidersFB50 for 50% off and free breakfast for an entire year. Again, that's RaidersFB50 at factor75.com. Make sure you guys give them a try. Let's get right back into the content. All right, let's go ahead and kind of get right back into this video. I want to show you guys, and again, I think a lot of people are going to miss this with Pearce because it just happens so quickly. And we'll slow it down so it's faster, but remember, this guy's 6'5", 250 plus pounds. This happens so fast and you might not even recognize it. So as soon as he kind of comes over here to the right side of your screen, he lines up in that 3 technique. He has a one-on-one with 51. Now, of course, you are simulating pressure here with 55. He probably drops into the running back. And the tackle will eventually come back and help on Pearce. But again, Pearce is too fast. He's too quick. The movement. Look at the hezzy move. Inside, back outside, cross chop. He ends up getting double teamed right there. The right tackle does do a pretty good job recognizing that the linebacker here is actually dropping off. So he does do a pretty good job getting back to the inside here, right? And he does help, right? Left arm's in there. He is trying to chip Pearce, but Pearce still gets the sack. But again, just backing this up, think about how fast and explosive you have to be. That you get out of your stance, you take one step inside, and the offensive lineman just misses his punch. Right? The offensive lineman actually thinks Pearce is about to go inside. And it's kind of hard to tell, but if you slow it down enough, you can kind of make out that the offensive lineman is trying to open up the right foot, and he gets confused because Pearce fakes an inside move. And he also throws that right hand out there, and it's just not effective because Pearce fakes that inside move. And he quickly jumps outside, and he ends up chopping with the inside arm. And then 51 essentially just loses, and Pearce is able to hit that corner. But in real time, man, it just happens so fast. You basically miss this. That's incredible right there. And again, he's a rookie. He's a part-time player. There's going to be a time where all of what James Pearce is doing is going to become just consistent. It's going to be second nature. And when that time comes, it might be in year 2, it might be in year 3, maybe even year 4. At some point, this guy's going to become one of the top 2 or 3 defensive ends in the NFL. And I'm not just trying to hype up a guy to hype him up. I truly do believe what this guy flashes on tape, the traits, the quickness, the movement, it is special, special, special stuff. And I want to go over some of the snaps he's had over some of the past games as well. because there's a lot of things he does on tape that I absolutely love. This one, pretty nice sack. You can put this on the coverage. He also does a pretty good job getting all the way outside of the left tackle, Ikem Ekwonu, on this one. Really nice job with the hands. It's kind of a quarterback sack because the quarterback doesn't step up. Instead, he's trying to run out of here. But also do kind of keep in mind, Pearce does kind of fake this to the inside a little bit. You can tell he almost fakes this to the inside because he doesn't want the tackle to be able to get into the vertical set and beat him to the landmark. You see that little fake inside? He does a good job locking in, and then he kind of breaks that contact. He just comes around. You see Walker's right there as well. Pretty nice job by him. Here's another one. This one right here, just truly, truly freaky stuff in my opinion. This is special, man. Really good right guard in Robert Hunt here. And again, it is a 39-yard pass, but, that's on the coverage, not on the edge player. Watch the right guard just like find air. And look at that, man. Look at how fast and quick James Pearce is. And again, I'm not trying to hype up a guy, but I'm telling you guys, this guy has it, man. He definitely has it. And do keep in mind, he was considered the most explosive player coming out of last year's class at the edge position. And he didn't go as high as he went because, and I don't know if this is 100% fact, but, people said, he had like anger issues and those type of things. At least that's some of what I heard. I don't know if that's a fact or not, but I think he was, I think he's a top 5 talent. I think he has more upside than Abdul Carter. And I love Abdul Carter. Don't get me wrong. But just look at how he makes this offensive lineman miss. Just kind of fakes an inside move. Guard falls for it. Jumps outside. Swipe. And he's gone just like that. And he gets a hit on the quarterback. That is phenomenal right there by James Pearce. Absolutely love that one. And again, don't overlook just how explosive this guy is. I mean, look at the pop here. Bam. He's upfield. That's hard to block right there, man. That's just so fast and explosive. Let me see if I can do this frame by frame. As soon as this guy goes, the ball gets snapped. Watch this guy. Boom, he's up, and he gets he gets depth, right? He doesn't stand up and kind of wait. This guy's getting upfield, and that's hard to match if you're an offensive tackle. Tackles have to hit their landmark to be able to beat the defensive ends to the spot. And if you're an edge player that's so fast and explosive the way this guy is, it's hard to block. The guy is strong as hell, but he also has really, really good explosive movement. He can change direction really well. Here's a play in which Pearce changes direction. On this one, Pearce is going to start upfield. He's going to just be super explosive at his stance. And look at him stop on a dime, turn around, and the offensive tackle is just kind of running upfield. He doesn't generate pressure or get to the quarterback, but again, it just kind of shows you some of the traits that this guy has, and in real time, it just happens so quick. All right, so that's a pretty nice job right there. Let's get into the next snap. You're going to get a free sack on this one by Pearce. Some people will say this should technically not count as a sack for Pearce. Kind of gets the quarterback down. Obviously, it's a forced fumble. But to be honest, in this same game, 3rd and 10, towards the end of the 4th quarter, Falcons are up 17-13 at this point. Although Pearce isn't going to get the credit for this sack, you can make the argument he's the guy that helps create this sack, and he helps kind of get the quarterback off the spot, forces him to step up. So although he gets a free sack early on, which may not count as a true high-quality sack, he does do a pretty good job here going up against the right tackle. Obviously, Daniel Jones feels that, tries running away, and then, of course, Dorless ends up getting the sack on this one. Overall, I really, really, really like what we're seeing from James Pearce. I think this guy has real upside, man, to be really good. Obviously, I've hyped him up enough in this video where I don't need to keep hyping him up. And just to clarify, I'm not saying he is the next Myles Garrett, but I'm telling you guys he is as close to a Myles Garrett type of player as we have in the NFL right now. Will Anderson might be right there as well. Dalen Stewart out of South Carolina is also another guy that might be the next Myles Garrett. But right now, Myles Garrett's 101, right? So it's hard to find the next Myles Garrett. But James Pearce definitely looks really, really good. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, consider subscribing, and I will see you guys next time with another video.